The latest tech,
I'm Alexa. I can answer your questions.
interviews,
And we are evolving, and we are seeing an amazing opportunity that is happening.
accessibility.
Accessibility is one of our core values. It's even a part of our mission statement.
This is Double Tap TV.
Welcome to another edition of Double Tap TV. Thank you guys so much for being here each and every single week. You may notice that every week I tend to give out our email address and ways to contact us. Those happen to be feedback@ami.ca and on Twitter @DoubleTapCanada with that hashtag, which is AskDoubleTap. Thanks to your emails and your tweets, we created an entire episode about how we produce this show. It was thanks to you guys asking, how do you guys produce the show, that we came up with that idea. So please do send us your ideas. We read absolutely everything and we get to it whether we use it on the show or not. Thank you. I am Mark Aflalo. Always by my side is Stephen Scott. Stephen, what are your initial thoughts when I say the company name Dell?
Okay. Well, to be honest, if I'm being really honest about it, I used to think about them as having those really boring grey office laptops and monitors that seem to appear on every single desk on every office in the world. And generally, I think just a bit of a corporate company. But I have to say, I think that has changed. That has definitely changed. I mean, I think about them maybe more now as high-performance computers, top-of-the-line, powerful laptops, PCs, and I guess gaming rigs as well. What about you?
Yeah, I think back probably about 10, 15 years ago, one of my first laptops when I went off a desktop was a Dell Latitude. Probably about 15 years ago. It was one of the first laptops I got, and I remember it vividly because at the time, people tried to convince me not to go with Dell. They said the customer service had issues, there were a lot of problems with support, every week they picked different parts. But you know what, at that point when I was buying, there was a turning point for Dell. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a history lesson, okay? Dell was originally founded by Michael Dell. He went public with his company and eventually got kicked out of his own company. Very reminiscent of Steve Jobs and Apple back in the day. Eventually, he got back into the company, he bought back in, took the company private, rejigged absolutely everything, which is pretty much in line when I bought that Latitude laptop. And now, if I'm not mistaken, they're back to being a public company, still at the helm of Mr. Michael Dell, which is a very, very cool thing to think about because not only did the founder come back and fix everything that was wrong, but it says something about that DNA that's in a company, about the way a company was created and the reason why they had that mentality and that mindset at the beginning and how important that is when you do run a company. So right now, if you look at things when it comes to Dell, they're top of the list in ratings when it comes to support. They're top of the list in ratings when it comes to actual performance and hardware. Returns are virtually non-existent. And they also bought Alienware, one of the biggest gaming manufacturers, gaming PC manufacturers in the world. So when it comes to PC juggernauts, Dell is definitely on the top of the list.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Mark. I think it's a company that has changed with the times and it's aware of its customers. That's clear from certainly the product range they have today.
Stephen, I talked about Alienware, a company that was known for their PC manufacturing on the gaming side of things. You actually picked up an Alienware PC lately, didn't you?
I did. I picked up the Alienware Aurora R11. I feel like every product I mention on these shows these days has got some kind of acronym in there or some coded message. R11 is this one, which boasts a fast 10th gen Intel Core i7 processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and a 512 gig SSD with additional 1 terabytes of storage. I will say one thing that is amazing about this machine. The speed is incredible, and the reason I bought it was not just for the speed, but actually for its graphics card. I managed to get in there one of the top-rated cards of the moment, which is the NVIDIA GTX range 3070, which is actually a series of graphics cards. It's very hard to get. If you were trying to buy one for your own PC, it's almost impossible, but Dell have managed to get their hands on their own because they have the relationship with the manufacturer to do that. So we have a situation now where I've got this fantastic machine, which I am keen to use for virtual reality. I've got my Oculus Quest 2 headset. I want to drive my truck around town, and to do that, I want to be able to do it on VR, but do it well. And yeah, the Dell has been really, really interesting. The Alienware machine has been great. I will say one other thing about it. On a cold night, it is the best thing in the world to have around because the heat that comes off it is incredible from those
One day
fans.
you're going to have to give us a demonstration on this show about you playing that trucking game. Maybe in VR, maybe we'll somehow tap into your computer and see how you're playing it, but it's going to be fun. And I promise I will not bring up your addiction with our guest who is coming up on this week's show. He is the one of the senior vice presidents, you guessed it, Dell. So stick around. We're going to get to all the questions that are burning your hole in your pocket. Yes, how much money does it cost? But not only that, Stephen, Dell is making a whole slew of other products, including monitors and a lot of stuff on the business side. So we will get to all that with our guest after we take a quick break. It is Double Tap TV with Stephen Scott and myself, Mark Aflalo. We'll be back in just a moment.
For more great Double Tap TV content, visit ami.ca/doubletap. This is Double Tap TV.
Welcome back to Double Tap TV, talking all things PC and especially Dell computers. Mark Aflalo and Stephen Scott with you as always. Stephen, there's a lot of new tech to talk about from Dell this week. Monitors, laptops, gaming desktops. So what do you say we welcome our next guest on the show?
Absolutely. I cannot wait to find out if I made the right decision buying this Alienware machine.
He is the Senior Vice President of the Client Product Group and of Dell, Rahul Tikko. Welcome to Double Tap TV. Rahul, there's so much to talk about from Dell this year, and one of the spaces you guys dove into is extremely competitive, and that is monitors. So I must say, the new Teams-enabled monitor is something that definitely sounds like it's a child of this past year, of this pandemic, and we're all living in it. But it's also the kind of monitor that I think we'll all want to have on our desks in 2021.
You're absolutely right. It's one of those examples of customer-led innovation that we brought into the portfolio, right? As we think about not just the year of the pandemic, but how work is going to change long-term, where we go back to hybrid work, where some part of our workforce is going to work on-site, and some part is going to be working from home. And these collaboration tools like Zooms or Teams are going to be super critical. And, to enable that, we're bringing out Dell's video conferencing monitor lineup for the home. And what I'm really most proud of is the 34-inch curved wide QHD monitor. It's a really immersive monitor, but with a 5-megapixel camera, so you can get really awesome video quality on that monitor. Dual 5-watt speakers, so you can get good sound quality, and noise canceling microphones. And we're investing in all of that, but really the cool part is it has this one-touch Teams button, so you can really have the seamless work experience. You walk up to your desk, you want to get into a Teams meeting, hit the button, you're in. Right. And that's really trying to remove any small detractors and making this experience of getting onto your technology and getting on with your workday very seamless for our customers. So that's what this does.
Rahul, you guys have a great relationship with Microsoft, don't you? There's been a lot of innovation between the two companies to help products like this come to market.
We're always thinking about how do we make more modern products with the best user experience, bringing together our partners, one of which is Microsoft, an important one at that, right? So they're definitely a big part of how we deliver products.
Let me dive in, if I may, here. You're talking about monitors, and I've got to say Dell has always been a fixture on my desk for many years, at home and in the office. The monitors, to my mind, have always brought a quality that really does stand the test of time. They're around forever. But I read that you've launched some new ultra-sharp models. Now, I've got two questions here. What are these new monitors, and how does UltraSharp set itself apart from other leading brands out there?
A very good question. Our UltraSharp lineup of monitors is meant for digital creators. These are people who value color accuracy, quality of the pixel. These are engineers, scientists, designers, video editors, So that's really the market that we're catering to, and we've been investing in this space, and it's an iconic, UltraSharp is an iconic brand in the market. And so what I'm really excited about in that space is we've just introduced the 40-inch curved ultra-wide UHD monitor. And so it's a 5K by 2K monitor with more than 1 billion colors, covers a wide range of color gamuts, including 98% DCI-P3, which is fast becoming sort of the color, standard for video editors and people who are doing, video work. And then, we're bringing in not only beautiful screens and colors for our customers, we're also thinking about, comfort features for our customers. So the amount of time we're spending in front of these screens, making sure that we have tilt, swivel, height adjustability, but also now we're bringing in low blue light, hardware low blue light filters for eye safety in all of our monitors that we're announcing. And as we bring that into this ultra sharp lineup, there is no impact to color quality or accuracy. So it's really as rich. You can get your color accurate work done while we're taking care of eye safety and eye fatigue.
Stephen, do you think you'll be able to see a 40-inch monitor on your desk a little bit more easily?
I'd certainly like to give it a try. It sounds amazing.
Maybe we can arrange something with our guest. I think one of those 40-inch displays on my desk might be just enough. However, I can imagine designers and creators and video editors of the world definitely wanting to get their hands on these.
Mark, another interesting feature in this monitor is we've added a USB hub in there, USB Type-C hub in there. So you can actually not only, connect your laptop with this monitor, but you can charge your laptop on this monitor. It also can be expanded. I was semi-joking about 4 of these on your desk, but you can expand it and get 4 monitors on your desk. And really, without anything else, very clean, immersive experience on your desk.
Of course, all these monitors are built to work with Dell laptops and desktops. Now, we'll get to the desktops in a minute. But I'd love to put you on the spot here, Rahul, and ask you what you think is the best Dell laptop option out there today. Considering, of course, the wide range of PCs you offer, from Latitude to Optiplex to XPS and Alienware, what's the best?
Yeah, I think the hero product, my personal favorite, is the Latitude 9420. It's a 14-inch ultra premium product, and I love that product because, we took a very different approach to that design. We took a step back and talked to our customers and said, okay, for this work from home or work from anywhere culture, this future state of hybrid work, what are you looking for? And they told us, productivity, collaboration, connectivity, security, and then we brought the best of that into this laptop and then wrapped it into this beautiful machined aluminum design and really beautiful QHD glass. So from a collaboration experience, we call it PC as a conferencing device experience. So it has 3D audio, so it has 4 speakers on it. It has a 4 microphone array, noise canceling. It has MIPI cameras with a fat pipe going to the CPU, so you can get really good bandwidth on your cameras, but at the same time, temporal noise reduction, low light filters, so really get you that rich conferencing experience. From a connectivity standpoint, we're expanding our 5G portfolio. So we were first in the market with 5G this past CES. It's hard to imagine a year has passed, but on the Latitude 9510, we're expanding that into the 14-inch space. But not only 5G, it has gigabit Wi-Fi, 6E, it has 4G LAN connection too. So really thinking about connectivity, and then finally from a productivity standpoint, investing in better thermal designs so we can actually run this powerful 2.9-pound laptop at 66% better thermals and performance than the Intel 10th gen. So really, really thinking about what our customers wanted, packing that into this beautiful device. And then, the other thing that really is amazing to me is the small delighters that we have thought of. I don't know if you've heard about the Safe Shutter, which is an electromechanical camera shutter. We're the first in the industry to have it, where your camera is always closed. And when you open an application like Zoom or Teams, the camera shutter will automatically open. And when you close it, it'll automatically close. Plus, we have a camera mute key now, just like audio mute key built into your keyboard, so you can always be sure your camera is off. Those are the kind of delighters that our customers want, so that they can just work. They can just show up, do what they need to do, and not have to worry about technology getting in the way.
Rahul, stay with us. We've got more to talk about this week. It's Rahul Tico, Senior Vice President from Dell, here on Double Tap TV. I am Mark Aflalo. By my side, Stephen Scott. We take a quick break and come back with more Dell on Double Tap TV.
Love Double Tap TV? Listen to AMI Audio for Double Tap Canada every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for news and reviews on everything tech. This is Double Tap TV.
We are back on another edition of Double Tap TV. Thank you guys so much for being here. We continue with Rahul Tico from Dell. Rahul, before the break, we talked about your favorite child from the Latitude lineup, but we didn't dive into desktop machines, and those are still pretty much at the heart of the business offering and the heart of everything that Dell has to offer these days. Now, Dell's been innovating in this space with the new Optiplex range this year. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we took a big step in the direction of zero footprint PCs. So basically, last year at CES, we announced this new product called Optiplex Ultra 7070, which was taking a monitor and hiding the compute in the monitor stand, so making it look like an all-in-one. So I call it a perfect marriage of, the beauty and the simplicity of an all-in-one and the upgradability, modularity, flexibility of a desktop. And so we pioneered this space, and we're expanding that with the Optiplex Ultra 7090 and 3090, and we're making a couple of big changes. Number one, last year we were supporting only up to 27-inch monitors. Now we're supporting up to 4 40-inch monitors. So you can really have, back to my point of 40-inch monitors, you can have multiple of them. We're also integrating the power button into our USB-C monitors so that you truly have an all-in-one experience. You can use the monitor power button to turn on your PC. So it's very seamless that way. And then we've brought in a lower price point, about $100 lower price point with the 3090 to cover more of our customers' need as they're thinking about budgets around, upgrades.
So is this a mix and match situation? You don't get the monitor, but you can choose the monitor to go with the machine, right?
Yes, you can choose whatever monitor. That's the beauty of this, right? Yeah. As our customers were telling us that, hey, I don't upgrade monitors at the same time that I upgrade PCs. Disconnect that upgrade cycle. Sometimes I keep monitors for 6-7 years, but I'm upgrading PCs in a 2 to 3 year cycle. And so being able to provide them that flexibility, but still have the beauty of an all-in-one is what this category is about.
Now, I know Mark is dying to ask you about the new innovations in the gaming space with your new Alienware Ryzen computers, but can I just ask you first about some of your software developments? It's not all about the hardware, is it?
So I think the big one that I'm really excited about, besides all the hardware announcements, is Dell Optimizer. And so again, we were talking about these small delighters, and one of the big things we're doing different from anyone else in the industry is bringing the power of machine learning and intelligence into your PCs to make them truly personal. And we do that with a tool called Dell Optimizer. And what Dell Optimizer does is it learns how you're using the PC and then applies machine learning engines to make that experience better. So it has audio background noise removal, whether you have dogs barking, doorbells ringing, people shouting in the background, neural network noise removal will remove all of that from your data stream. It has things like Express Connect, where it can build on top of your 4G and 5G, figure out, if you're running a Zoom application or a Teams application, to give you the most juice or the most bandwidth, so you really have a flawless conferencing experience. So those are the kind of things where we're bringing this beauty of data and intelligence into our entire commercial lineup of products.
Rahul, before we let you go, I have to ask you about Alienware. That's, of course, the gaming range of PCs that you guys bought a couple years ago. Stephen got one of the Aurora range that we talked about earlier in the show last month, but he got the Intel version. Now, I have to say I'm more interested in the Aurora Ryzen edition because everybody's talking about it. Tell us about this beast.
Yeah, so, we are announcing the Aurora Ryzen edition with the Ryzen 5000 processors. And, it has a bigger memory footprint too now, 128 gigs of memory footprint. And, stay tuned for more news on the graphics side on this product too. So really a beast of a processor, a beast of a system. And then we're also announcing a bunch of new mobile devices too with the, with the Alienware M15 and M17 R4 laptops with the next gen graphics on that one too. So again, graphics has been a leadership place for us. Alienware as a brand is a leading brand. But I think more importantly, as we look at the pandemic, there's more and more people that are turning to gaming as a way of not just gaming, but as a way of community. Our research tells us about half or more of Gen Z folks are now gamers, identify themselves as gamers. So this has really become a big community for us that we're very excited about and continuing to invest in.
Rahul, it's been a great year for Dell, a great year for gaming. Thank you so much for being on the show. That is Rahul Tico, Senior Vice President over at Dell here on Double Tap TV. Stephen, so what does that make you feel about your Intel Aurora? Does that make you want to send that back and get the Ryzen edition, or are you going to hang in there with the Intel?
Am I allowed not to comment and just say it was great being with you this week, Mark?
I guess that's certainly an option. Guys, thank you for being here this week. Of course, if you want to get involved, it's feedback@ami.ca. On Twitter, we are at DoubleTapCanada. Don't forget to follow us, and don't forget that hashtag, which is AskDoubleTap. On behalf of Rahul Tico from Dell, Stephen Scott, I am Mark Aflalo. We'll speak to you again next week on Double Tap TV.
For more great Double Tap TV content, visit ami.ca/doubletap. Hosted by Mark Aflalo and Stephen Scott. Editing, Will Latar. Production assistants, Wendy Kaufman. Content review, Zachary Aflalo. Social media, Andy Wynn. Segment producer, Sean Priest. Voiceover, Anna Vicino. Integrated Described Video Specialist, Ron Rickford. Coordinating producer, Jennifer Johnson. Director, Production, Karen Nye. Director, Programming, Brian Perdue. VP Content Development and Programming, John Melville. President and CEO, David Arrington. Copyright 2021, Accessible Media, Inc.